Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And in this video, we're going to be talking to you about the danger of being too available with your ex.
We're going to explain this.
You know, every situation is different and every breakup is different. And there are so many different reasons as to why that is actually true. Many of you are in no contact for months before your ex reaches out, but some of you are in situations where your ex is constantly reaching out and giving you breadcrumbs and little messages here and there.
Mm-hmm. And it may have been a while, and you might be accepting friendship over time. And you might be in this de-escalated version of the relationship and always being there at your ex's whim whenever they need you, whenever they want to chat, whenever they want to call. And there can be a disadvantage for you if you are trying to repair this relationship and also just thinking about what you want for the relationship and for yourself.
Absolutely. You know, if you're in a situation where you're constantly available to them, that keeps you stuck in many ways sitting around waiting for their next reach out. Even though it often doesn't go anywhere, they don't invite you to get together, they don't seem to want to talk about anything, but they're the ones benefiting because they can do whatever they want. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, maybe it's the middle of the night and they just came home from hanging out with their friends or going out and they message you and you're available for them. Mm-hmm. So they're getting all the relationship benefits of the support or attention or validation. Meanwhile, they're doing whatever they want and there's no consequence to that.
Right. And for them, it makes the breakup so much more manageable because when they miss you, they can reach out and they know that you will respond immediately and that you will always just be available to them. And so it makes the breakup for them very easy. They can make their decision to not be with you romantically, and they can continue to have you there as that support, but also just kind of whenever they would like. And while this doesn't seem super problematic on the surface, if we take a look at your needs and what you would like, a lot of times we're not seeing that your needs are getting met in the same way, or it's not the type of relationship that you want. If you're interested in having a romantic relationship, then you are essentially settling for, well, okay, whenever they reach out, then I'll take what I can get and I'm happy with that. Versus saying, wait a minute, I notice when I reach out, they're not responsive. When I try to, make contact or make a bid to connect, I get left on red. They don't respond. I don't hear from them. Or even worse, they remind me of the breakup. So this can be a really unequal and unfair type of position that you're in. And really, we're sharing this video to protect you in this.
Absolutely. You have to protect yourself. A lot of times you love and care about this person so much that you're so eager to keep them in your life that you'll settle for these reach outs whenever it may convenience them and not get angry enough to say this isn't right when they're not reciprocating.
Right. And when you're accepting that demotion of being just friends with an ex, then you're essentially teaching them that your boundaries are flexible. You're essentially saying, well, the things that I want aren't super important and I'm willing to bend that a little bit if it means that I can still be in contact with you. And no, it's not a boundary to say you must love me, right? You can't say, well, my boundary is that you have to be my girlfriend or you have to be my boyfriend, right? But we can have a boundary of, if I've been with somebody romantically and that's the type of relationship that I want, then for me, I am setting that restriction on myself of I won't be in this demoted type of relationship. Mm-hmm. I won't be the person that they will tell me about their next romantic endeavors with. I won't be the person that will be endlessly available on their watch, but then it's not reciprocated. So there's a lot of things that come along with being just friends. And I know I have a caveat to this because there are certain communities where that is a little bit more difficult. But that's a different situation. So typically, I know for many of you that are in this situation, maybe it's been 6 months, a year, and your ex is still reaching out to you whenever they would like, but you're not really getting that reciprocation, and you're just kind of always available to them. I could see that there's that part of you that wants to show up, and we always talk about not ignoring an ex, right? But there comes a point where you do have to stand up for yourself and ask yourself, well, what is going on here? Sometimes we talk to you and we hear people, one week out, 2 weeks out saying, is my ex trying to take advantage of me and become my friend? Probably not. But we're talking to those who are, it's been a while, you're always available, and you're noticing that there's no reciprocation, and you're kind of put in this purgatory state of the relationship that's unfair to you.
Yeah.
So this is really who this video is directed towards.
Yeah. And if you continue to allow it, it's not going to help turn things around. I mean, it may very, very, very rarely, but that's not usually how you turn these kind of things around, because they're not really valuing you. They're not really seeing you as somebody that they value and that they could lose and that they have a consequence for ending the relationship with. You want people to feel consequences for their actions. You don't want somebody to think that they could just walk away from the situation, hurt you, and keep coming back into your life when it's convenient for them, and you feel stuck hoping that it's going to turn around or they're going to repair things.
Right. And the boundary here, or the value, is I'm going to invest in people who invest in me. I want to be around people who want to be around me. I want to be in a relationship with somebody who wants to be in a relationship with me. So those are really at the core, the values, the mantras that can really help you protect yourself in these situations, more in the long term dealing with the breakup.
Absolutely.
We know these situations can be tough, and often if you're a person who's always available to your ex 3 months out, 6 months out, a year out, you're probably a person who might have some people-pleasing tendencies. You might really want to get your ex back and might be really hung up on them.
And scared.
And scared. Yeah, you're probably very scared to lose them and wanting to show up for them. You may also be a person who is super reliable. It might be difficult for you to fathom setting a boundary with somebody that you loved and cared about. You're like, well, why? Why would I ever not respond to the person that I loved?
You feel like awkward not doing it. You feel like
or
bad,
you feel mean,
guilty.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm being mean by not replying.
Yeah. So we understand this could be a tough situation, and we know each situation is unique. So we're always here for coaching and helping in these kind of situations. I know it can be confusing of how long do I tolerate this for? Well, they're not calling it friendship, but we're still talking, and then there's breadcrumbs, and I don't know if it's been too long or not long enough. So we know that those details can be challenging, and we can definitely give you our 2 cents on your situation if you're looking for some individualized help.
Absolutely. All you have to do is go to our website, askcraig.net. I do email coaching or Zoom calls. Coach Victoria, the Boundary Queen, is available for Zoom calls.
You know what? They're important. All right. That's my boundary.
You can sign up with her on the top of the website to schedule with her.
That's right.
But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And we will talk to you soon.